Welcome to the Blerdsnerds podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Blerdsnerds podcast. I'm Shannon.
I'm James.
And I'm Jaja.
And we're back, bringing you all our thoughts on everything happening in nerd culture. Sorry. Bear with us, guys. We are testing out a new recording app. So trying to see if this is better than Zoom, what we normally use. So bear with us. If there's no video of this recording this week, then that is why. But how are you guys doing? What have you guys been up to? What are some nerdy things you've been up to?
Decent here.
It's been a pretty good week. I could go first. I'll keep it short and sweet. I watched the last 3 episodes of Ironheart, and we'll talk about that when we get to it. I did change my opinion on the show.
Oh,
and
okay.
I finished Expedition 33.
You finished it? You must have wait, you finished the story? This is crazy.
Nice.
All right.
Finished both endings of the story. Yeah.
That was so wow, Jaja. You really did lock in this week, huh? That's crazy.
Yep. That's why my list is so short. So
okay, yeah. I respect it. Okay, we now then, James, have Brandon come on now so we can actually talk about it. Wait, actually, never mind. I'll save that till after everyone goes. Okay.
Yeah, that guy's corrupt. I don't know if we want to bring him on here.
Okay, I'm so happy you finished it, Jaja.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, sorry.
I didn't 100% it, but I finished the story.
Yeah. But you can always, go back and finish it. You can go back and 100% it later if you really wanted to, now that the story's done. Yeah. Okay. So we don't have to get very deep into it right now, but, what are your thoughts?
One of the best video game stories that I have experienced since maybe Knights of the Old Republic on the OG Xbox.
Yeah.
And the story was really, really interesting. I liked the plot twist, and it really pulled you in. And I've been trying to decide which ending I like better, and I really I'm leaning towards one, but both of them are sad. They're both sad. So it's there's no happy ending. There's definitely room for a sequel. I see room for a sequel. But yeah, I thought it was an amazing game. I might have to scale back my take a little bit for Donkey Kong being Game of the Year, just because the story for this game was so amazing. But I still think Donkey Kong's gonna beat it.
Whatever, I can respect that opinion. But I'm so happy you finished it. Now we can go super in depth about depending on if James finished playing it, watching it. Okay, but yeah, so after everyone does their nerdy things, then we can kind of circle back to it a little bit. Okay, what else did you do?
That's it for me.
Okay. I love that you really locked in this week. I appreciate it. I'm so happy you finished it.
I'm actually inspired. I might go back to Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I kind of want to.
Mm-hmm. You should do some of the side stuff now, because there's some side stuff that you can do that add more to the story plot. You can do side stuff, I
was planning on going back around and fighting all those chromatic monsters that you couldn't, really face before. And I also want to replay the whole game all over again, because, to be honest, I didn't have much, I asked you last week, did you respec? I was planning on respecing to, learn the different skills, but the skills that I chose for all my dudes were, working out so good that I didn't really have that much, trouble with the enemies.
Yeah.
It didn't take me, I didn't die to the last bosses. I probably lost to one of them maybe a couple times, but I didn't have much difficulty, and I'm kind of mad at that because I didn't experience a lot of the other skills. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I want to play the whole game over.
Yeah. Now that SKA can fly, you should go, if you want to, just to complete the story, because there's some side stuff that contributes to the main story, you should go to the Flying Manor, and you should go to Renoir's Drafts, those 2 areas, add a little bit more to the story, so you can get a little bit of a fuller picture, because there's characters that are still around that you'll encounter if you do those 2 areas.
All right, so I'll do that.
Yeah. But I'm super glad you finished it. Okay. James, what have you been up to?
Work, basically.
Oh, yeah, you've been on
I have been reading. Children of Virtue and Vengeance. But yeah, I'm on chapter 28 of Children of Virtue and Vengeance. So
Nice.
making my way through there. I have been playing a little bit of Expedition 33.
Watching.
I didn't beat it though. But I mean,
God.
I don't want to say I lost interest. It's not as compelling to me as it once was. Now that I found out it's basically Chalk Zone, the video game. So it's still cool though. But
That's a good way to describe it. That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah, I watched Lazarus. So Lazarus finished. That was pretty good. I think they pretty much wrapped it up. I mean, maybe there's room for a sequel, but I don't think it needs one. To Be Hero X, I'm all the way caught up. I watched K-pop Demon Hunters too. That was pretty good. Very short, straight to the point. We need more stuff like that.
Yes.
Kaiju number 8 came back with a filler.
With a filler. So disappointing.
That was crazy. Yeah. Dan Dan is back. It picked up exactly where it left off too. So.
All
right. God of War. I've been fighting the Berserkers still, so I fought 3 of them. I think there's 10 total. So I'm gonna make my way through that. Still been on my rivals.
I thought you finished God of War.
Yeah, I beat the game, but there's like the optional.
Got it.
Yeah. Finished Ironheart, of course. And what? Oh, I got a new Spider-Man comic here.
Nice.
New character. If you guys haven't been keeping up with Miles Morales.
Nice.
Her name is Powerlift. The cover there might give away some spoilers, but if anyone plans already, I don't want to spoil too much for you.
Spoiler alert.
And I guess I had to order mad picture frames because I've been buying like art at cons, but I hadn't been framing them. So I got some frames. So they're back there.
Do you have space to hang? Do you have space to hang them up? That's the important part.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Nice.
The real goat right there. And
nice.
We see this guy at like all the cons, but I never ordered anything from like his art style. I like his art style, but I never actually bought anything. But now I finally did. I forget which con. Might have been DreamCon, but
this is a
finally
good time.
Got one of those.
This is a good time to point out that you should subscribe to us on YouTube and watch our YouTube videos. Unless
let me got you all up too on YouTube.
Unless we're having visual technical difficulties with this episode, then I will say watch our YouTube next. Watch our YouTube next week. Okay. Cool. I need to buy. I also have stuff from cons that have never hung up that I need to buy frames for and hang up.
Yeah, somebody got to do something about the price of picture frames too. We need some.
Oh my god!
Every time I buy one, I'm surprised at how much they cost.
Picture frames do cost a lot of money. Like even for just like the simple ones, and I don't understand it. You know what else costs a lot of money? Like, actually, let me not get on this tangent. But I'm very sad that you lost interest in the story, James. I know the story gets a little
I'm gonna finish it, but
yeah, I know it gets a little. I know it takes an interesting turn that like literally no one thought it was gonna take, but it does. It ends very good. It's a very good, compelling. I wouldn't say lesson on like what's right and wrong. It kind of is. It's really good though. I think you'll like it once you like get through the whole thing.
And wait, James, did you watch the whole story?
No, he didn't yet. He didn't finish it.
No, not all of it.
When he says he's playing it, he's watching he's watching a streamer play it.
Right. So, okay, so you just didn't finish watching the stream, or you just went back to play?
Yeah. No, I didn't finish watching it.
Okay, all right. So I don't want to spoil the story, but it does
3-4 hours left.
Yeah, 24 hours.
Do you know how far in the story you got?
No, I forgot. I was watching it last night though, but then I fell asleep, and yeah, that let me know everything I needed.
You forgot? Are you even paying attention?
No, I am. I'm locked in. My phone is away from me. I'm not even scrolling on TikTok. I'm just watching.
I mean, it did add some thoughts to the conversation that I wanted to have last week with Ironheart about like AI replicas. Like Expedition 33 opens it up in a whole different way. You know what I mean? So that's a cool conversation.
Yeah. We have to have a full-blown. So, James, I need you to finish so that we can have a full-blown conversation about the game. Bring your friend on. Gotcha. I would love to hear his thoughts. I'm not bringing
that corrupt guy on. I'm here.
Why are you upset? Because
King of Games is a corrupt organization now.
Besides that, I would love for him to come on. You're slandering him a lot, so I would love for him to come on and defend himself. And
I'll find a non-corrupt person to come on and watch this and speak with us.
Okay, sure. Bring somebody on to talk about the game with us.
Yeah. Wait, do you guys not have friends or something?
I don't have a lot of friends that play Expedition 33. No, I mean Jossie's played it. but I can't.
Yeah, Jossie.
I can't bring him on. He's a traitor to the podcast. JK,
Come
Jossie.
on,
I'm
blast
kidding. I'm
on
kidding.
pass.
I'm
You gotta
kidding.
bring
I'm
Jossie
kidding.
on.
I'm
That's
kidding. I'll ask him if he wants to come on to talk about Expedition 33, but he probably won't. But if he does, I'll bring him on. But he's like the only friend right now that actually plays that game. I'm trying to like turn everyone to the side. But your friends are cool, James, and they've already been on here.
I'll DM the creators of Expedition 33.
Okay. Brandon's already been on the pod, so just have him come back. No? Okay. We'll see. We'll come back to this. Okay, I'll go next. I also beat Expedition 33. Well, I finished the main story, but I only went through one ending. I was gonna go. I told myself I would do one ending, then I would do the side stuff, and then go back and do the second ending. So I haven't gotten to the second ending yet. So I've only played through one. But yeah.
I really want to know which one you did.
Well, I can tell you which one I did. Well, which one did you choose first? James, do you care if we talk about this?
No, you feel free to spoil it.
Yeah, for the viewers.
Yeah, I mean it's not much of it. I just want to know who's ending.
Predictable from here.
I just want to know whose ending you chose. Yeah, whose ending did you choose first?
Mael.
Yeah, me too. I chose Mael's ending. I chose Mael's ending, but then I instantly regretted it after I chose it. I was like, oh,
right. Like I'm
yeah.
leaning towards the other ending being a little bit of what I would have preferred to happen, I guess.
Yeah.
But they're both not like happy.
They're both not great. They're both not happy endings. Yeah, especially Mael's ending. Mael's ending is not happy at all. So it's like it's very like dark and depressing. And I did regret it after I chose it. But it's like it's kind of hard because you spend literally the whole game caring about these people to just find out that they're not real. So it's like, how do you? I think it's a tough choice to make when choosing between the two endings, like between like what is right and what is wrong, when like you spend the whole game caring about these people. So then it's like now you're like, oh, okay, I should try to care about Verso and what he wants, but like I don't really care. I mean, I care about Verso, but it's like he like you haven't known him as long as the others, so it's kind of it's an interesting toss up, where it's like I want to care about these other characters and their lives, obviously, but
or
then
for
again,
me,
they're not real.
I'm like in between because I'm down for Mael, like, you know, living her life how she wants to live it. But that doesn't mean you have to force stuff on other people. Let Verso do what he want to do. You know what I mean? He don't got to be a part of anything, especially because you have the Gustav. You know,
Yeah.
that's kind of like the counterpart right there. So, I mean, yeah, it's a very like complicated situation.
It is. It is a
And
complicated
then
situation.
if you have the powers to paint canvases that you can literally live in and, you know, experience that world, just paint another canvas with these characters in it.
That's
and you could even have your own version of Verso in it, and, you know, maybe he won't be so, you know, worn out.
But that's the problem with like choosing to permanently live in a canvas, that you have the power to just create. Like you're basically just now like this god living in your own world, and you can do whatever you want to. So I guess it's not fair also to the people around you. Like also. So it's very interesting. Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna just summarize it in 2 seconds because I don't want James to be confused about, like, you know, even though we're kind of half spoiling it for him. You find out that Mael,
I already know it's Chalk Zone.
yeah, Mael is the daughter to the paintress, and the guy that's been,
I got to that part.
yeah, the guy that's traveling with you, making your weapons, is the dad, and they're fighting inside of the campus because the brother died, which is Verso, and that's why Verso's been acting weird this whole expedition. And he's like basically an AI replica of the real Verso, and they want to destroy the canvas because they, you know, you want to move on from his passing or whatever. So, you know, the daughter wants to live there with her brother. So I thought that was an interesting like conversation because the dude, he don't want to be there. Like he's did this for mad long. It looks like he's done with it. So I mean, the ethicality of the whole thing is very interesting.
Yes.
It seems like in this game they're not with it, but Ironheart kind of is like pro AI replica, I would say.
Yeah. It's funny that you refer to it as Shock Zone James. I refer to it as like The Sims. I'm like, so they're all Sims characters, basically. Like they're when I was trying to make sense of it. I was like, okay, because it took me a while. Like when the real story started to reveal itself, I was so confused. I was like, what is going on here? And then I was like, okay, now it's starting to make sense. But I was real confused when we after you beat the paintress and then you find out what's really going on. I was so lost. I was like, what's happening right now? But it made sense.
I felt like it ended right when like things were getting super interesting because I was getting pissed off at the game because I'm like,
Why?
yo, because they kept foreshadowing something on Mael's special. There's something with Mael. Okay, we know
Right? Yeah.
what
Yeah.
is she? Some princess. She's connected to this world in a big way, and to the dude that you keep running into. Like she's his daughter. Like this is obvious, but
Yeah.
and then they just dragged it out and then throw everything at you at the end, and it's like, okay, now I want to see what happens when we jump out and let's go to a different campus. But we didn't get to that.
Think the game. So it's funny because you said that you want it to be a sequel, but I think the game is like perfect. I don't think it needs anything more added to it to ruin it. I feel like it's a great piece of art. We should just leave it alone, let it win all its awards next year, and we should leave it. We should not do anything else. Don't make a sequel. Don't make a prequel. I think it's perfect the way that it is. That's how I feel.
'Cause I thought her sister that you meet in the real world, I thought she was an interesting character that we really didn't get to
Well, that's what I'm
explore.
saying. Play the side content.
Okay.
Play the side content. There's
Okay.
stuff that includes her. That's why I said go to those areas that I told you to go to, because people are still around, lingering.
Got it. All right.
And
No problem.
do the endless tower also. That's another side area you should do. You should just go to all the side areas that you couldn't get to before you could fly. Just go there. Go everywhere. Finish all that stuff up. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't think we need any more. I think it's perfect. It's great. And the story, yeah, it's just like it's great storytelling. Like I don't know. This is probably like the most thought-provoking story I've seen in a video game in a long time. So, kudos again. And I'm telling everyone, yesterday I saw one of my friends that I haven't seen in a while, and like every time I see somebody that I know plays video games, I'm just like haranguing them to play this game. Like I saw him yesterday, I forced him to buy it. I was like, buy it right now, and he bought it. So now he's gonna play it. So like that's what I've been doing to people, just like making them buy this game.
The Expedition 33 ambassador.
Yes. I am a spokesperson because this game is amazing. So yeah. Okay, so I finished that. I have to finish some side stuff, which I'm gonna like wrap up at some point this week. But the main story's done, and then I'll do the second ending. I can pretty much guess because like just from seeing posts online, I can pretty much guess what happens in Verso's ending, obviously. But I'm still gonna play it just to experience it. And then I have to check my progress on 100% completion. I feel like by the time I'm done with all the side content, I should be able to hit like full completion of the game. We'll see. I caught up on Apothecary Diaries. Last week I said that I was behind because I thought the season was over, but it wasn't. So I'm up to date now. The season is actually over, and I have finished it. And season 2 was really, really good, especially the last couple episodes. James, are you caught up? On a pod? You are? Yeah. Season 2 is really good. And season 3 was just announced. So I was wondering if there was going to be a season 3 because it kind of seemed like it was over. But, yeah, season 3's been announced, so we can all look forward to that. I watched the first episode of Kaiju number 8, which, yeah, was filler. So I was disappointed that it came back with a filler episode. But it's fine. We still have the rest of the season. Hopefully something starts happening next week. But that was
gonna happen.
That was a very odd choice. It was an odd choice for it to start that way. So whatever. I have not watched Dan to Dan yet. I know that started. So I have to watch that. There's also another anime that started that I want to watch. It's on Netflix. It's called The Summer Hikaru Died, which is supposed to be like a really good like horror anime.
Nice. I was planning on watching that.
Yeah, so that started this weekend. So there's one episode out. So I'm going to watch that today. I didn't watch Bet because, sorry, I had very limited time. I was very lucky to even squeeze in the shows that I watched because I was trying to finish Expedition 33. That took up all of my time this past week. So now that that's over and I'm free of this game, I can go back to anime and watching all the shows that I'm behind on. I watched Ironheart, though. So we'll talk about that. I'm curious to hear Jaja's thoughts since he said his opinion changed since last week when he praised it as the greatest show that he's ever seen from Marvel. So
Did I say that?
yeah, you did. You did. You did say that.
Well, we'll talk about it later.
You definitely said that. So I'm very interested to see now what you think about it. But yeah, those were my nerdy things. Let's get into some video game news. And more video game industry layoff news. Xbox was hit with more layoffs and more studio cancellations and more game cancellations. In a just a continuation of a trend that we've been seeing in the video game and tech industry in general. So, they closed a couple studios with this latest round of layoffs, right?
Yeah, and it wasn't just Xbox. It was all across Microsoft.
Well,
Um,
yeah.
they said
Um,
they're continue to try to implement organizational and they're trying to implement organizational and personnel across the tech giant. Oh, wow. I'm stupid. I just read that wrong. I'm sorry. We continue to implement organizational and workforce changes that are necessary to position the company and teams for success in a dynamic workplace. So that's something that came out of Microsoft. They're trying to, reorganize and cut jobs. I was this close from calling you James. I was worried this whole week, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
I was at work pretty much this whole week
I know.
That's
I saw.
in the
I
office.
was worried. I was worried too, James. And then I saw that you were on call for like 1,000 hours, and I was like, okay, cool. James is good over there.
I was like, please, not my boy.
Yeah. I was like, James is good.
But
He's on call.
it's
He's
scary all
working
over
for
the
the
place,
people.
even at my job. Like, no, nobody's safe right now. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's true. We're in a weird state right now and lots of things are contributing to it. But yeah, so we got a couple studio cancellations with this, and we got some game cancellations that people were upset about.
There were a few Perfect Dark.
Yeah,
There was
perfect.
some
That's Perfect Dark. That's what people were upset about. That was canceled because people were looking forward to that. What else was canceled?
called Everwild,
Everwild, yeah.
but no one
Um,
was that excited for that one.
are these games getting canceled because they're taking too long to develop? Like, what do you think the reason
People
is?
are speculating that about Everwild.
Yeah.
A lot of people were, looking forward to Perfect Dark, so can't really say that about that game.
But I know people are looking forward to it, but like, are they taking too long? Like, because like, I'm trying to think like, why cancel a game that hasn't, like, why cancel a project that hasn't come out yet? If people are looking forward to it, is that one of the main reasons? Are these games
This
taking
is
too long to develop?
honestly, who knows? They can't. They got rid of Tango, and they after they came out with a hit game. Hi-Fi Rush
That's
was a
true.
hit, and they
Yeah.
destroyed that. They tried to get rid of that
Yeah.
studio. So the reasoning is like, this company is making billions of dollars. They had one of the best years. They're having one of the best years they've ever had. And to hear this is just unfortunate. And then the part that is pissing people off is I don't know if you saw the letter that Phil Spencer wrote to the Xbox employees saying that, like, you know, apologizing, that they have to get let go, but also saying like this is the best year they've ever had, and this is the most money they've ever made, and all the creativity and all the stuff that's going on right now in the same letter. So that's kind of like a, smack in the
Corporate.
face to those people you're letting go.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess I don't know. Some people are saying that he's also talking to the shareholders, trying to like, even calm them down at the same time. But like, it was very mixed messaging.
It's corporate greed at its finest. I
That's
will
what it's
say.
all about.
That's what it's all about. Max profits for the companies. It's not about.
Stock price is at all time high.
9,100 people. Yeah.
Wait, what'd you say? What'd you say, James?
I said the stock price was at an all-time high last week.
Yeah, so it's crazy. Like literally, it can only be attributed to corporate greed, which is sickening. But that's the world we live in now. Corporations don't care about their employees, which is sad to say, but it's actually very, very true. But just remember that when we're going super hard for our jobs, that everyone is dispensable. So
And I think even
keep that
with
up.
all these cancellations, they still have about like 40 games in development under the Xbox, brand. So
Yeah.
they're not
Um.
hurting.
No,
And
they're not hurting at all.
another
Yeah.
speculation is that they're trying to replace these jobs with AI. I saw some people talking about that they're trying to push people to use AI This was to make, they're trying to cut costs and find ways to implement it and stuff like that.
How long do you guys give it until the robot revolution happens? Because I feel like once that happens, then people will be like, then we'll kind of like level out in terms of like people wanting to rush to implement AI everywhere. Do you think we're like years away from that, or do you think like that's gonna happen sometime soon, or is it just me that even thinks that's gonna
It's a
happen?
ways off.
You think so? I don't know. I feel like it's closer than we think. Cars are driving themselves, and I don't know. I feel like we've already seen some instances of AI backfiring in a way that was kind of creepy. So, we can only hope that that happens soon, so that we can simmer down a little bit when we're talking about revolutionizing AI, which I think is a dangerous game to play. But yeah, here we are. Either that
I
happens
forgot
or
the figure. They put out the figure on how much Microsoft spent on AI this year, and it's something crazy. It's in the billions. I think it's double-digit billions what
well,
they
yeah,
spent.
all the tech companies are like investing like all their money in AI right now. So AI is helpful in some ways, but then there are other ways where it's like, okay, we can calm down a little bit. But as I'm saying, robot revolution. We can only hope it happens soon. I take bets on in the next 5 years it'll happen. Okay. But in other better news for Xbox players, Helldivers 2 is coming to Xbox on August 26th. So I know people are happy about that, right? Because Helldivers is a super popular game that was exclusive to PlayStation. And now, Jaja, you're going to get to play it. Are you going to play it when it comes to Xbox?
Well, I have this game on Steam already,
On Steam and
and
PlayStation. It wasn't Xbox, yeah. Mm-hmm.
it's a great game, and yeah, we're happy for Xbox. And it's funny now that this is a PlayStation owned IP that's coming to Xbox. So it looks like Sony isn't gonna fight this whole movement. You know what I mean? A lot of people were saying, "Oh, they're gonna block their games on Steam." It doesn't look like they're gonna do anything like that. If anything, they're gonna start doing the same thing. That's what it's signaling to me. And I'll be mad if Spider-Man comes to Xbox right after I bought all of them on Steam. Um, and the other thing I'm mad about is like I don't really like this like there's been a pattern with Microsoft these last couple weeks, maybe months or years, that like when they have really bad news, they got like some good news in the tuck that they try to put out with it to get to like throw you off. Like the last couple weeks, their bad news has been paired with good news. Like I probably should have went back and like have some examples, but it just feels weird to me to celebrate this at the same time. Like almost 10,000 people lost their jobs at Xbox. But yeah, I'm glad we're getting Helldivers in a month. It's cool.
No, that's a good point, though, that you make. It is a very good point. It's a little,
But
the timing of the news
one
is weird.
one of the good things about this game being that it's like an online co-op shooter, like there's not that there's a lot of people online saying like, oh, the Xbox gamers are gonna join the fight type of thing. Like there's a lot of camaraderie around this game. So, the people already playing the game are looking forward to a whole group of new players because they're working together in the game to complete objectives and stuff.
Mm,
So it adds a whole, new dynamic to the game. I think it's long overdue.
yeah, yeah. All right, so that's coming August 26th, which is not that far away. We're almost halfway through July already. I feel like summer just started yesterday, and we're already halfway through it. So it's kind of crazy. All right, moving on to some Nintendo news. Nintendo is possibly raising the price of the original Switch and Switch games for not everyone. This is happening in Canada, right? Due to like
For right now. Yeah, but
yeah,
people are speculating it might spread to the US.
because of market conditions.
Yeah.
Which, if your Switch games are about to go up in price, whatever. I don't like it, it's like this is gonna happen all around anyway. So this is not really surprising news to me. It doesn't say like how much the games or the console is gonna go up in price. But if you are trying to buy a Switch now, an original Switch, and it's going up in price, then just go buy yourself a Switch 2 at that point. But we don't really know. We don't really know what the market, like how much these games are gonna go up by. But it's kind of already happening. So all over for everything.
And
Uh,
Canada already pays a lot for stuff.
they do. They do.
So that
Yeah.
sucks.
Yes. But this is just the way the world is going. but also at a time when like the younger generation, which we've kind of talked about this already, but the younger generation, 18 to 24-year-old Americans, are actually cutting back on video game spending. They're cutting back on spending in general for things, but like video game spending, they're cutting back on that, which I think probably has a ripple effect on like, you know, why certain games don't do too well. And we've talked about this before, like, does the younger generation care as much about video games? Like, they're not really investing their time and their money, because they're so expensive, into games now. Unless they're like, you know, they're into like the live service games, which tend to not cost as much, or like a lot of them are free to play, with like in-game purchases. Yeah, what do you guys think is contributing to this?
Money and attention spans.
Money and attention spans. In a world where TikTok dominates, people don't have the attention to put towards games that have long, complex stories like Expedition 33. I wonder how many 18 to 24-year-olds played that game. I would love to see a poll. But yeah, and so therefore, people are not spending as much time or resources on video games.
I mean, I feel like so one of the things I've been wanting to talk about is like the consoles. You know, we pay for Xbox Live, you pay for PlayStation 2 online. PC players don't pay for online gaming. And if there's 1 point whatever billion PC players, you know, I think the generation might be getting a little bit smarter. Like, why am I going to get a console and pay for online gaming when I can get the same games on PC and not pay a subscription for anything? You know what I mean? So that might be something that, you know, Xbox and maybe PlayStation might have to look at going forward. Like, how long are we going to keep paying, like charging people to play their video games online? That is interesting. And, you know, these guys are playing Fortnite. Like, you know how many people I know that play Fortnite? Like grown men playing Fortnite, buying skins, doing the dances. I know people who are doing this, and every time they tell me, "Yo, I just bought the new John Wick skin." Are you crazy? Like what? I just bought the new dance. Look, I'm like, yo, like you bragging to me about that? Like Fortnite is killing it, man.
Listen, Fortnite's fun. There's nothing wrong with wanting to play Fortnite. But yes, people are spending their real hard-earned dollars. We talked about this before, and a lot of money for these skins, depending on what it is, and these battle passes. I just don't know. There's just so many things in the real world I would rather buy with my money. But that's where we are now. But yeah, and people are playing. Yeah, and that's where the money really is going.
And then how many like college kids? Like I remember when I was in college, I was broke. Like video games are expensive.
I was not playing any video games in college.
The job market is like rough these days. So,
oh my God, the job market's so bad. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of factors. Yeah, it's the economy, it's the job market, it's the fact that video game prices are going up in the midst of all of this. So it's like 18 to 24-year-olds don't want to spend $80 on a video game. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, when you think about it, it's really crazy how expensive video games are. So it's only gonna, as the cost of games continue to rise, it's gonna cause a ripple effect. And like, people wonder why, aside from corporate greed, people also wonder why studios get shut down and games don't do well. It's because they're too expensive. People don't have money. People don't have money to do. It's a luxury to play a video game now, really. To play multiple video games at that. So, yeah, that there is the problem.
And then video games are bigger than, you know, Xbox and PC and PlayStation. It's mobile. Like, I was watching some guy talking and he was like, yo, my kid doesn't care what device their game is on. You know what I mean? Like, whatever device they got in their hand, that's what they want to play the game on. So, I don't know. Like, people are less, like, invested in, like, the gaming industry, I feel like. It's just, you know, whatever's convenient for them.
Yeah, for sure. And then I saw an interesting article. So right now, the EU, and they're responsible for a lot of the things that have changed recently. Like we can thank the EU for iPhones switching to USB-C charging ports, and they like did a couple other things too. So the EU right now, there is a petition right now that's going around. It's called Us. It's called Stop Killing Games.
We
and
talked
it's
about it
reached,
before on this pod.
yeah. Have we? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's reached 1 million signatures. And this is for the purpose behind this petition is for people to, is for studios, is for game preservation, basically. Like, basically when people pay for games and they put money into games and then a studio decides that they're going to stop supporting a game or they're going to shut down a game that people have already paid for, like online, and have put money into, and now that game is gone, and so is all the money that you sunk into it. So this petition is to help keep games available and preserved, even if like it's not being serviced anymore, which is fair. So it's
Or
reached
like
1 million
give
signatures.
people, you could give like the people access to host their own servers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like Anthem is shutting down next year. I'm mad about that because that game is great.
Yeah. So stuff like that. It reached 1 million signatures. Actually, some of the signatures, there was a problem with, like, some of the signatures are illegitimate just because of the way that it was signed. So people have to go back and make sure that they're signing the petition correctly. But yeah, this would be a good thing if this is actually put into action. Because if I bought the game, I should have it forever. Like, it doesn't matter if I bought it digitally, but this is like the problem that we're having right now. So
it shouldn't be left in like an unplayable state.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
you know what I mean? Like, if you need the online service to play this game, then at least let people host. People be if you can give the code, or you can let people run their own servers and stuff like that. I did want to mention though, like, I wanted to talk. So we were talking about this like when the initiative like first started. Like, we talked about it, and there was some drama like the last week or two because there was a guy who had there's a popular YouTuber, I forget his name, some privacy gaming. He came out with a video talking bad about the initiative, and it was already like it had stalled out and getting signatures like under half like the million that it needed. It was less than half like a week or two ago, and it's been going on. The campaign's been going on for a while. So the dude that started it, he was kind of like, no, it's not looking good. But this guy came out, made the video, like kind of like bashing it and like misrepresenting what the initiative was standing for. Like, for example, he was saying that that like if a game is online only, like if the developers want to stop supporting the game, then they have to revamp the game and turn it into a single player game before they can do that. And, like, he was misrepresenting the initiative, and a lot of people took arms to that. So a lot of the like popular like YouTube streamers like made videos talking about like how this guy is misrepresenting the initiative. So I feel like that like helped boost this thing, and I'm happy it got to 1 million because it was the deadline was coming up.
Did they only need 1 million signatures? How many signatures did they need? Did they only need 1 million?
I think they need 1 million for it to be presented to like the EU.
But did it actually hit 1 million? Because they had they had this thing in here about some of the signatures were illegitimate. So it's like, are they actually at 1 million, or do they?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It looks like they're close. If not, it says they've reached their crucial 1 million signatures, but I don't know if that's counting the illegitimate ones. But
okay,
just to get the 500 million in like 2 weeks, that's huge.
Yeah,
they have to do something because
yeah.
I mean, there's too much attention on it now.
Yeah, but this is also the problem when, again, you buy live service games and then you also just like with digital games in general, it kind of like fuels this problem. So another reason why digital is the way to go, because at least you'll have some form of your game preserved. It depends, but yeah, this is a good initiative. So I mean, we'll see what happens now that they've reached 1 million signatures. We'll see if anything changes or they put anything into effect from this. Okay, so we have the Bandai Summer Showcase, another showcase that I didn't know was happening. So, did you guys watch it? Because Jaja, you didn't even say that you watched it.
I didn't watch it. I knew it was happening like a couple of days before, but I didn't watch it. I was going to, but
James, did you watch it?
Showcase.
I had it on, but I was doing something else in the background.
Oh my gosh. How do people know these things are? Oh my god, there's just so many showcases, and I never know when they're happening. Okay,
It was
so
just suggested on YouTube for me, like it was.
oh,
live on
I need to
there.
like change my YouTube algorithm. so that I can see these things. Okay, so we have quite a few things that were announced from this. We're getting My Hero Academia game, All's Justice, which is it's a fighting game that's being developed in tandem with the anime's final season. Are you guys excited about this? I know how y'all feel about anime. Well, no, James, it's just you that doesn't like anime games. So, are you excited? Are you excited about this? Yeah, you. Nope. I know.
It looks like another 3D arena brawler.
Yeah, I know you hate those. Jaja, what about you?
I'm excited for it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it.
All right. What else are you excited for from their announcements?
Code Vein 2 is one of those. Code Vein is one of those games I've been trying to get to. The anime Dark Souls, you know. And then the Digimon game looks incredible. That game I've been following it. It looks like it's gonna be pretty dope. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is getting the Daima DLC. That's pretty dope.
Okay.
And what else? There was something else on here that I was looking at.
Little Nightmares is getting a third game. So that's exciting. That was the exciting thing that I took from this. Neither of you play Little Nightmares, right? It's a good game. I haven't finished the second one, but there's a third one coming out, so I have to go back and finish that game.
Little Nightmares, is that the game with the dice?
No.
No,
not at all. Little Nightmares, it's a horror game. It's like I don't know how to. I wouldn't call it a side scroller. It kind of like is, but like not. Actually, yes, it is kind of. But it's hard to describe. Yeah, it's a puzzle platform horror adventure. So I guess that's a puzzle platform is how you would describe it. But they're trying to escape from like this. I don't even know where they are, but it's really good. It's really good. The story's good. So, you should add that to your backlog. It's a good game, and the third one's about to come out, and people are excited for it. Okay, what else? What else was announced?
The Blood of the Dawnwalker. They showed this game at Summer Games Fest. I think it looks absolutely incredible. I think it's from the team that was supposed to make the Blade game or something like that, but it's a vampire action adventure game. It looks crazy. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, that's all I got from the Bankai showcase. Oh, but while we're on the subject of buying games and stuff, there's 4 more days, well, probably 2 more days when this podcast comes out, of the Steam summer sale that's going on.
I have to actually buy some games. Yeah, while it's going on.
Repo is like $7.
Oh, so now's my chance to buy it.
They have some ridiculous sales going on. Right. Everything is on sale. Like I'm telling you,
let me turn my Steam Deck on right now and see what's going on. It's
absolutely insane.
Yeah, because there were some things that I saw that I said I was gonna buy, so I'm gonna go on there and there's this one game, I forgot what it's called, that is on sale right now that I've been wanting to play. But now that I don't remember the name of it, am I going to be able to...
July 10th is when
if I find it, I'll tell you. July... Oh, yeah, so you guys only have a couple more days if you haven't checked it out already. Definitely go ahead. I'm gonna go buy some stuff. I'll buy Repo since James said he wanted to play it. It's only $7, so now's my chance.
I could get God of War Ragnarok for $48.
Have you bought anything so far, Jaja? I feel
like I bought all the Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, you said yes. Right. Okay.
I bought all the Spider-Man. Yeah.
James, have you bought anything?
This is my first time looking at it, honestly.
Oh.
Hogwarts Legacy for $15. Ghost of Tsushima for $40.
Hogwarts Legacy for $15 is actually pretty good. It's pretty good because it's a good game.
Dead Redemption for $15. I might get it.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely.
Cyberpunk is $20.
Cyberpunk. Oh, is it? Oh, is it? I wonder how that's gonna run on my Steam. I wonder how that's gonna run on my Steam Deck. Probably not great, but that's not a bad price for that game.
It's pretty good. I think it's Steam Deck verified. They got it on the Switch now. I think they fixed all the kinks.
Well, I would hope so. I would hope so. It's been long enough.
Yeah, okay. I'm hearing, that's what they all playing on the Switch too. Mario and Cyberpunk.
That's the only things I can play. Okay, cool. So yeah, definitely check that out by the time. Well, actually, what's today? What is today? Today is the 6th. Okay, yeah. So you'll have 2 days by the time this podcast comes out. For sure. All right, let's get into some TV movie news. I know y'all don't care about this because you guys don't watch The Last of Us. Neither do I really anymore. But Neil Druckmann, who worked on The Last of Us game, and he worked on seasons 1 and 2 of the show. He won't return for The Last of Us season 3. He's going back. He's going to devote all of his time back to Naughty Dog as they're developing their new game, Galactic. That's the project that they're working on. So he's left the show to go back to focus his time on that. It comes at an interesting time because The Last of Us season 2 did not do as well critically as the first season did. There was a lot of mixed reactions on season 2, so the timing is interesting. Maybe he just gave up and like doesn't want to be a part of the show anymore because of the direction that it's going in, or maybe he really just wants to devote all of his time back to Naughty Dog. Who knows? But it's always hard when you lose somebody on a show that like directly worked on the game, and like now you're leaving the game. Now you're leaving the show's creative future up to those who are not really typically involved with the game. I mean, it does help that the show's already had 2 seasons under its belt, so I'm pretty sure they should have a good clue of what to do from here. But like maybe not, because it kind of seemed like they were going in a interesting direction. But
yeah, isn't the main character like completely different now? Going forward, they're gonna focus on the new girl.
Well, yeah, but that's what happens in the game too. So I guess like
okay.
the next season is gonna focus on that character, but there's a section of the game where you spend playing as that character. So I guess this was the best way for them to interpret that on screen.
They made it sound like it was different from the game. I don't know why.
I mean, there might be small differences, but like there is a portion of a game after something happens in the game. There's a portion of the game where you spend playing as that character. So I guess like that is how they translate it. I guess that's how they're choosing to translate it. But they're making the whole season from that character's viewpoint. So I guess like maybe, I don't know if people don't like that, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's different. I would say creatively that's how they're choosing to make that work. I don't know. But we'll see. Like no work has started on season 3 yet. So in terms of like the script and like the direction that they're going to go in, that can all be up in the air now that Neil is not involved anymore. So I guess we'll see. But Last of Us fell off kind of hard, season 2. People loved Last of Us in the first season, but it definitely fell off.
The walking sim.
Walking sim? No. The true walking sim is Death Stranding, which
Also
I talked about.
sim.
I talked about this a little bit after you logged off last week, James. I was saying that like oh, you heard it? I was like, I don't understand. I don't understand the hype at all. So someone tell me what that game is about, please. I'm begging you. All right, so, guys, we're in the second week of July. Superman is coming out tomorrow, actually, and it is eyeing a record-breaking opening weekend. So it's projected right now. It's eyeing an $130 million opening weekend, where it could reach as high as $171 million, like on the high end from the weekend. Which, if it does that well, that's going to be like huge for that movie. That'll be a huge opening if it does hit that that high number. So there is a lot of hype surrounding Superman. I know a lot of people are excited to see it. I don't really know if I'm gonna get a chance because I'm going out of town this weekend, so I don't know if I'm gonna get a chance to see it or not. I want to really try to. Are you guys going to see it this week?
I'm gonna try to. Yeah.
See what I can do.
James is like, this movie doesn't interest me, but I'm gonna go. Are you excited?
No,
for
I like Superman.
Okay.
I only watched the one trailer. Same with Fantastic Four. I only watched a single trailer of both of them, but it's sneaking up on me.
That's fair.
They both are.
Fair. I know you don't like to watch trailers in general, so that makes sense.
What happened to trailers?
You mean what happened to trailers not giving away the whole movie?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I do plan to watch it.
Especially Marvel trailers. It's Marvel trailers really that you can't trust because they really give the whole thing away. But yes, if it does do that well, it'll technically blow anything that Zack Snyder has worked on for the past couple years in DC out of the water. So it's interesting. I wonder if like, are people really desperate for a new Superman, or are people like, this is the first movie that James Gunn is working on for DC, like, you know, in his new role. So I'm wondering if it's just more curiosity as to whether or not he can kind of like revive DC, or are people just super excited for a new Superman movie? I don't know. I've been trying to figure that out because we've had so many Superman origin stories. in our lives. I feel like every Superman movie we've ever gotten has been an origin story. So this is like just another one. So I'm curious to see how this one is different. But yeah, we'll see. I guess my money will contribute to the high weekend box office. So
You
we'll
think
see
it's
what the
gonna
numbers
break
actually look like.
records?
Probably. I think this and Fantastic Four are gonna break records. These are two movies that are highly, highly, highly anticipated in the superhero world, I think. So we'll see. Let's see which one does better. That's gonna be interesting. Yeah. Cool. And then moving over to Marvel, we got like a super quick teaser trailer of The Eyes of Wakanda. I forgot that this show was a thing, and I also forgot that it was an animated show. But we got a quick preview of that. This is supposed to be coming out on August 27th, and it's only going to be 4 episodes, which is interesting. So I wonder really what it's going to be about, and why is it so short?
Yeah, I didn't know it was only 4 episodes.
Yeah. Like 4 episodes of what? I guess
Episodes
we'll see.
with no marketing.
No, exactly. No marketing. It's coming out next month, and this is the first trailer we've seen for it. But this is what people are talking about. They're just like pushing out the things with
Sneaking shows out.
Yep, sneaking shows out. No marketing. No real story. Like 4 episodes. Like no real runway. So I mean, we'll see. I'm definitely gonna watch it, but yeah. All right, so Ironheart, the last 3 episodes came out, so the show's done now. I'm curious to hear Jaja's thoughts on the last 3 episodes. Last week you had a lot of high praise for the show, so I'm interested. And now it seems like already from your face, I can tell. So
I said I changed my opinion,
and
last week I said it was a good show and that my expectations were really low, and I put it under Loki and WandaVision, and but above or on the same level or above like Moon Knight and Miss Marvel. I'm gonna have to change that take and put it on the level as Loki and WandaVision.
Oh,
This
so
was
you
this
put
was
it
an
higher.
amazing show. Yes.
Oh, okay.
This show was absolutely fantastic.
Okay.
I loved everything about it.
I thought you were just gonna say that you didn't like it. I don't understand why, because the last half was definitely better than the first half. If your opinion changed, that would have been crazy. What about you, James? Because we didn't even hear your opinion on last week. So,
Well, yeah, I like the show as a whole.
Yeah. Okay. Did you like the end?
And yeah, I wasn't expecting that end, but
yeah. Oh yeah, the ending
opens up
was
some interesting doors.
The ending was crazy. First of all, people have been talking about Mephisto for however long, for a very long time, and it's just like the fact that he has finally appeared somewhere was cool. I had a feeling it was him, and it just took forever for him to say who he was, and I was like, oh, okay, yes, I knew this. But it's interesting that this is the property that he finally ended up popping up in. I was not expecting that at all. But that's cool. But the thing is that the ending was so unexpected, but it's like, when are we going to see a continuation to this story? Like, we can only hope that we're getting a season 2, or it's like, where is she going to pop up next for us to know what the heck is going to happen, since she ended up unexpectedly basically selling her soul to Mephisto, which I didn't think that was going to happen, but it did. So now that that's happened, and we kind of like, we're on a cliffhanger, where is the story going to continue? And I hope it does, though. I hope it's not like something that's like, oh, never mind, we're not getting a season 2. Like, it's performing pretty like so I don't know right now if
They
the
said
numbers
it's the most watched on Disney right now. Like,
is it the most watched on Disney right now?
It's beating out, what's under it? I think either Greg's Anatomy or The Bear is under it, and it's like blowing it out the water. So
Is it being because there's not a lot. Okay, because I feel like before it was like doing so on the numbers, but if it's doing better now, that's good.
You want to hear my story of watching the end of her to like taking the deal? So throughout the whole show, I'm like, I want her to be a good guy. I want her to represent, and okay, she's partaking in the heist. Okay, she got a body on her now. I'm like, Dag, my girl Riri, they trying to make you like an evil character, and then you're sitting there with Mephisto at dinner, and I'm like, yo, Riri, don't do it. But like halfway through the conversation, I'm not gonna lie, I totally flipped the switch and was like, you know what? it would be way more interesting if she just like turned bad, turned heel, or just like, had to deal with Mephisto, like get sucked into, one of his contracts and have to work her way out of it. I thought that would be more interesting than her just denying and walking away and then, happily no more Natalie. And, I predicted that something was going to happen to Natalie last week, by the way. And, yeah, that's my story. I wanted her to, and they left it, even though as a viewer I don't like how open ended they left it, because like we just don't know what happened, and like you said, when are we gonna find out what's next? But I think it built up so much hype for the next whatever Riri Williams is in that I'm happy about that.
We don't even know, because Ryan Coogler said he doesn't even know where she's gonna end up, where she's gonna end up next. So according to this article from Comic Book News that released 3 days ago, it says that Ironheart has Ironheart is absent from the Luminate viewership charts. Similar to so it likely means that the show is on the lower side of ratings. But who knows?
Ratings or like minutes watched? Because I saw a chart about like shows minutes watched.
I think ratings.
But, yeah, ratings, I wouldn't expect it to be doing good because it got review bombed. Like, it's still recovering from that.
Yeah. But that's also kind of important when, Luminate film and TV streaming viewership. That's the chart. And it didn't chart on that list. Yeah, it says it failed to chart June 20th to June 26th for the episodes that dropped on June 24th. So it might have charted since then. But who knows?
First batch of episodes.
Yeah, the first batch episodes. So from the second batch, it might have. And hopefully, because like the show is good. The show, there's literally nothing wrong. The show is perfectly fine. So it's like, if you don't like this show, are you a racist? Because like literally, it's a perfectly fine show, right? Like I just don't understand why people wouldn't like it. Like I thought everyone's performances were solid. The only gripe I had was a little bit of the writing. That was all. But the show's good. And the plot's good. And I feel like it has
I think there were a lot of like of those people expecting like the negative side to be louder than it is right now, because it started off pretty loud. Like it got review bombed before you can even have before it was impossible for you to have watched all 3 episodes in the time that it took for it to get review bombed. And I saw YouTube reviews like Ironheart is horrible, but after a while, even before the second 3 episodes came out, there were like, some good reviews, some mixed reviews. But after the second 3 episodes came out, I don't see nothing bad. And like the good is definitely outdrowning the bad noise on this show.
Right now, it's at 86 on the tomato meter, but it's a 50% on the popcorn meter. It's a 50% on the popcorn meter though, which that's annoying. But yeah, I would hate it if it didn't come back, because like this is actually somebody that I care about. Like I'm interested to see what happens next with them. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we haven't seen anyone really go down this route of like potential evilness. Like we haven't seen that. Maybe that happened in Doctor Strange kind of at the end of that Doctor Strange movie. Which we have not seen anything after that. So now I'm scared that this is going to be like something similar where we just don't know what happens. Because like I don't think we're slated to see her. She wasn't announced in the cast lineup for Doomsday. And we don't really even know if they announced the full cast. I don't think they did, but
And just her character arc in general doesn't feel resolved. Like
it doesn't. Yeah.
Like we thought she was going to deal with her grief and like get through it, but now it seems like she kind of like doubled down in the coping mechanism, and but who knows if she actually did it. Like we don't even know if she really agreed to it, even though they kind of like hinted at it. Like I don't know, maybe that was like if she took the deal, this is what's gonna happen, but maybe she really pushed his hand away, you know what I mean? I don't
know. It definitely seemed like she agreed to it. It definitely seemed like she did. So I hope that we see her again soon, because I really want to know what happens. And it will be a shame if we don't get a season 2, or we don't get like her in any upcoming movies, because Marvel's cutting down on their Disney Plus content. So we don't really know what's gonna happen.
I do want to talk about a couple things on the show, a couple
Go ahead.
scenes.
Yeah.
So this show probably had two of my favorite like TV show Marvel scenes ever, which is Mephisto laughing when she said that he was Dormammu.
Oh.
I cried. I cried laughing to that. That was so funny. And then Natalie dancing in that scene when she was setting up the security cameras and the music playing and she's just dancing nonstop. That made my day too. And then, but I did want to like this show had some interesting side characters like Stanton, the magic girl now. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of B characters in these shows that were like monster, like they were almost like they almost stole the show kind of. That like who knows when we're gonna get them back. So like that Stanton girl is now on my list of I want to see her again. Like where like bring her back. She was cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What else? What else? Oh, I do want to mention that EA Voss, finally got his vindication because he's been on the Mephisto train since.
Oh yeah, I know he has been. Yeah,
WandaVision.
he has.
And I don't know if you noticed that in the list of black arms dealers, they had Ryan Aries' name, the guy from Screen Crush.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then he recently did an interview with Sev Ohanian. He's the producer for Ironheart. He works with Ryan Coogler and Sinners and all that stuff. That was a very interesting interview. And he shouted out Jessica from New Rockstars and how they do their breakdowns and everything. And I confirmed / just kind of kidding that Screen Crush and New Rockstars have some type of beef or well, we know they're in competition, but I'm saying that confirms my New Rockstar Screen Crush beef that I have in my head.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But what do you rate Ironheart on a scale of 1 to 10?
It's a solid. It has to be like a solid 9 in my book.
9. Okay.
Maybe even 9.5.
Okay.
It was 9.
James?
I'll give it a 9.
James, what about you?
Yeah, I'd give it an 8. I liked it.
Yeah. I think I'll give it an 8 too. It was good. It was good. And the cliffhanger was good. I just hope that we get a follow-up to it. But it was perfectly a good show, and I think everyone did a really good job that was in it.
Yeah, her crew, like her family, that whole crew. I love that whole crew. I love the show. Is amazing. That's the little kid with the wagon, like all right, we can move on.
It was, but another great job from Ryan Coogler. Can never really be disappointed with anything he does.
In the interview with the producer, he was talking about how I forgot if she's the director, but somebody on the show worked on like Riri's voice. Really, like they put a lot of effort into like her accent and the way she talks and her mannerisms, and you could tell because I enjoyed her act.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was a great job all around for sure. All right. Anything else before we move out of Marvel news? We'll quickly touch on Anime Expo, which is going on in LA right now. I've always wanted to go to an Anime Expo. Maybe one of these years I'll go because I've been told it's better than Anime NYC. So I definitely want to make my way out there at some point. I haven't been paying attention to what's been coming out of Anime Expo though. So.
Me neither. I just found out this was happening and threw it on the rundown.
Really?
I was like, oh snap! Well, there's a whole expo going on. Like, so yeah. I there's a couple of interesting things on here, but like I haven't been following this in real time. So
we got an announcement for season 2 of Free Run, so that's exciting. I'm very excited for season 2 of that show to come out. What else did we get that seems notable?
Chainsaw Man, the movie trailer.
Oh yeah, Chainsaw. Yeah, Chainsaw Man. Yeah, movie trailer. There were the 1,000-Year Blood War Bleach Part 4, which is supposed to be coming out next year. A
lot of the stuff looks interesting. Like some of the stuff that I have no idea, like the Vermilion Mask. Just that one picture of the what it looks like. I'm interested in that. You know what I mean? A lot of this stuff looks good.
Oh my God, Beastars, their final season. I thought the show was over a long time ago. The show's still on. Wow, that's crazy.
Record of Ragnarok. I think I was following that on this pod. I think we talked about the first 2 seasons. 3rd season's about to come out in December 2025.
Yeah. What else? What
Yeah,
else looks interesting?
Kill looks interesting.
Fist of the North Star.
Mm.
Fists of the North Star.
That's an old anime, right? That they're bringing
Series.
back
Yep.
or continue.
Oh. Bring it back. Let me see.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of good announcements out of here.
Another ReZero season 4. I haven't watched that show. I gotta check that show out.
I haven't watched it either. Are you looking forward to the Chainsaw Man movie? Because are you the only one here that watches Chainsaw Man? Watches it, reads it, watches it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This next arc is pretty good. It's before things start getting crazy weird. I mean, weird stuff still happens, but currently, no, it's cooking right now actually.
Okay, so we're past the weird stuff. No more weird stuff going on.
Oh no.
Okay.
Well, in the anime, not yet, but in the manga, yeah, we're past it.
Okay.
It might come back with a vengeance. Who knows?
I was about to say, I only seen the first season of One Punch Man.
No, Chainsaw Man, not One Punch Man.
I mean, wow. Yeah, sorry.
Ghost in the Shell's getting a new anime. That's interesting. That's a blast from the past.
A new live action too, huh?
God, really? What? Is that what it says?
Nah, they didn't say that. But
Oh, okay, I was about to say, don't do that. Please, no. No more live action stuff. But yeah, so there's probably going to be more announcements coming out of this. Today's the last day, so...
Black Clover?
What's happening with Black Clover? We're getting a new season?
2? Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Nice. Anything else? Lots of continuations for shows, so that's good. Shows getting new seasons.
I think just got some more episodes. They just came out.
Yep.
Yeah, they came out yesterday, actually. So.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. Cool. So
that sounds like a fun expo to be at live, seeing all these trailers drop. Oh wait, JoJo, they got JoJo Bizarre Adventure Part 7, but I think we talked about that on here before. But,
yeah, I think they just revealed like some of the cast or some of the crew working on it, cast crew, something like that. But yeah, we already knew that was happening. Anime Expo, Anime Expo was trending a couple years ago because it was so packed. I don't know if you remember at all seeing videos. It was like so packed and crowded at Anime Expo. Do you remember this, James? A couple years ago. I think they've tamed down since then, but like it was so crowded and I was like, wow, I do not want to go there ever. But I feel like they've gotten it together a little bit. But yeah, the videos that were coming out of there a couple years ago were like really crazy. So yeah. I might still go to Anime NYC this year. I'll see. It's making me want to go. But yeah, we'll see if any other news comes out of there today, the last day. It probably won't. And then we'll just follow up on it next week.
I should have time to watch some stuff this week.
Yeah, now that you're done with Expedition 33, that's how I feel too. I'm like, all right, I'm done with a chunk of it. So I'm definitely going to go back to watching stuff for sure. Anything else before we wrap up for this week?
No.
I
like that.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us for yet another week of the podcast. As always, you can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram at Blerdsnerds, follow us on TikTok, Blerdsnerds_pod. Send us an email, blerdsnerds@gmail.com, if you're a creative color in the nerd space and you're interested in coming on to talk about your work. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube or listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your podcast listening app of choice. As always, I'm Shannon.
I'm James.
I'm Jaja.
Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.
Peace.